Hello there. I hear you wanted to learn about the way of fire. I know a few things about fire. Oh, I've got hundreds of lighters, matches. My whole house is basically matches at this point. I keep a candle lit wherever I go. I keep a fire burning in the backyard anytime I can. I don't commit arson because that's illegal. I love fire. So I'm going to teach you the ways of the fire. First rule is you got your Zippo. Always be careful with how much fluid you put in this thing. Put too much fluid, it might cause a little bit of a spark, especially if you get it in that little top part there, right there. You can get a little bit of a spark in there, but usually it's not too bad. Just be careful as you fill it. If you spill any, always wipe that up. You don't want to start a fire in your house. But yeah, this is the Zippo lighter. Freshly refilled, not 30 minutes ago. See how bright that flame is? These are the best lighter you can get. You don't have to keep your finger on a button to keep the thing lit. So it's perfect if you have any friends that partake in tobacco products. Let's just say you can just be like, I got you, and give them a light. So always be cautious with these. Also, if you ever watch TV shows like Supernatural and they throw these in the fire, that's not realistic at all. You'll never want to throw yours in a fire because these are like $30 a piece. That would cost a lot of money over time. Let's light a candle with this thing. Whoa. See that? I had a little bit of fluid in there. The top part. Hold up. How'd that happen? I tilted. Hold up. I had some fluid up there. See? Yeah, if you overfill it, some fluid can actually get collected in there when you flip it upside down, so just be cautious. But yeah, I wanted to light a candle. See? If you're a proper person who knows how to work with fire, your fire will never run out. All right, let's see. Of course, you got your classic Bic lighter. These are reliable, but most are not refillable. And you gotta keep your finger on a button. That's cool because you can be like pointing at people. But yeah, you gotta keep your finger on a button. It's reliable, but you gotta buy a new one every few weeks if you smoke tobacco products. A good safety rule with this is whenever you need to throw out an old one, don't litter it. It might have leftover fluid in it, and that can be a biohazard. So always make sure you throw it out in a proper garbage receptacle. But the great thing about this is it goes up immediately when you let go of the button. But as soon as you hit the button, it starts to shoot out fluid, so you can just be like, if your flint no longer works. That's another thing. Flint is a very good thing to have, especially on Zippos. The Zippo lighter, flint will actually run out since it's a reusable lighter that's supposed to last you forever. You can replace that flint whenever you need. Let's see. Here you got cheapo lighter. You can see this one's almost out of fluid already, but is reliable. what I like to do is I like to break off this metal safeguard. Makes the fire much bigger. Because it makes it so you can flip the switch even more. See that? These are pretty excellent. Usually you can get them for about $1. If you ever own a business, buy these local if you want to sell them. Don't buy online. If you buy online, they have to sell it as a biohazard material. And that costs a crap ton of money to sell it as a biohazard. The main issue with these is if you have your finger near the flint, it gets hot very fast. And it's not refillable, so these are wasteful. Then we have this neat lighter I got from, I believe this was Dollar General. It has a weird purpley design. It's refillable. It's a torch lighter, so this will light anything very fast. You can see at the bottom, you'll know immediately if it's refillable by that little metal thing at the bottom, metal pin. This has an adjustable flame. I think I usually keep it down to savor fluid, but that's the full flame. And it has a similar flipping mechanism to a Zippo. It's not nearly as satisfying because it's plastic. With this, it's lighting incense. Classic. Hold up. Super hit. Is it weird that this smell takes me back to only last summer? That's not the weird thing. Is it weird that I feel nostalgic about it? I burned one of these every single night when I was playing Skyrim. That tells you how much I like fire. Every single night. Let's see. These are usually hard to light. That lights it immediately. So that's good. Very slow burning, but then it goes right there. And you got your incense. As with candles, be careful not to put your elbows on them. Candles on elbows hurt a lot. I've burnt many elbows by accident on a candle. If you are leaving your house, put out the candle. Almost had my house burned down from a candle, so be careful about that. Got this box of matches over here. Let's see. A great rule of matches is never buy like the cardboard ones unless they're specialty. Like if it's helping a good cause or it's like scented or anything. Because the cardboard ones are so flimsy and it's not even worth your money. This is a proper wood match. The tips like to break off these a lot because it's painted wood, but let's see. God. See, the tip broke off. Very cheap matches. Always buy pricey matches. You'll regret buying the cheap ones. Screw it. And you get to watch the flame. Always have a safe place to put your matches. Make sure that they are fully cold before you throw them out. Either rinse them with water or put them in dirt. Dirt will immediately make it go cold. Unless the dirt is pure air, which it's not dirt then. Let's see. Plain isopropyl alcohol is very flammable. It's easy to get your hands on if you need to make a quick fire. It's also a great accelerant if you're trying to start a fire in your backyard and it's just not starting because of the wind. That'll get that thing started in no time. Let's see. Gas, gasoline, petrol, fuel. It is very fun to burn, but be careful. If you get any on you, you're done. Kerosene. Not often you can get kerosene these days. But if you get kerosene, that's a fun burner. It also burns pretty quick. Just be cautious. If you ever get your hands on diesel to try to burn it, it's not going to happen very well. Diesel is not nearly as flammable as gasoline. A lot of the times if you throw a match in diesel, it'll just put out the match. It's less refined than gasoline, so it's more just pure oil instead of the gasoline carbons. Let's see. Plastic, quite flammable. Be very cautious when you light it on fire. It smells terrible and it burns pretty quick. Paper is one of the best starters for your fire. Don't use any fresh pine. Fresh pine has a cancerous fume that it puts off when burned. I believe it's creosote, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure you don't light fresh pine. Make sure it has been dried for at least over a year, so it kind of gets rid of that fresh creosote. Let's see. If you ever get your hands on like those charcoal briquettes or anything for your grill, the best way to get those lit quickly is not actually with the little metal accelerant thing. It's kind of have the lid on and get yourself some oh gosh, what is that? Like a little bit of alcohol in each piece. Any kind of alcohol, whether it be isopropyl, Everclear. Get a little bit on each piece, and that's a much cheaper option than getting that expensive starting fluid for your charcoal grill. With charcoal grills, since it's fire, I gotta talk about them. Make sure you don't burn your hot dogs too much. There's a perfect level of burnt on a hot dog. If it's overburnt, it's kind of bad. If it's perfect, got a nice light char on some parts of it, it is delectable, the best hot dog you'll ever have. If you eat vegan hot dogs, I have no experience grilling vegan hot dogs, but I can only assume it's similar with like the soy casing on it. Make sure it gets the perfect amount of grilled on the outside. If you're grilling steaks on that grill, make sure you do it right. If your steaks are over medium, they can get tough. Especially if you like a well done steak. Congratulations, that thing is sawdust if you cook it on a charcoal grill without proper tenderization of the meat. Or if it's not the right cut of meat, you just wasted a perfectly fine piece of steak and you turned it into shoe leather. So be cautious about that. Personally, I am a medium rare enjoyer with a piece of bread on the side, or toast, or anything I can use to soak up the juice from the steak. It's the bomb. Shrimp, as they say, shrimp on the bobby. Shrimp or prawns, as they say. in I think that's Australia. Shrimp or prawns, you can cook perfectly on a grill. They cook pretty slowly if they're not thawed. Make sure they're thawed if they're from the freezer. If they're fresh, I'm sure that's even better. Cook them with some pineapple, actually. Eat that. Make sure you have enough for 2 days. Then on the second day, make a pineapple shrimp salad. That is so good. And same thing with pineapple, grilled pineapple. Grilled pineapple is one of the greatest inventions made to man. The mixture of the char to the sweet tanginess of pineapple, almost perfect. It's perfect. I was going to use a much more inappropriate metaphor, but just in case any of y'all are too young, it's perfect. Let's see. About. I think that's pretty good on the grilling thing. Don't forget, engines also technically use fire in the 4 strokes of a 4-stroke engine, which is the intake, compression, ignition, exhaust, or intake, compression, power, exhaust. Power is the where it zaps it with the spark plug. It goes from electric to fire, and then that fire is what makes your engine do the engine thing, and it keeps going over and over and over until you either run out of gasoline or you turn off your car. Let's see. Same thing with 2-cycle engine, except the 2-cycle engine, instead of having 4 strokes, it's 2 strokes. It does 2 of them on each stroke. So 1 stroke is ignition, compression. Another stroke is power, exhaust. It's very, very quick, very neat. On 2-stroke, that's usually handheld tools like chainsaws or weed whackers. 4-stroke is usually cars. If you get a 2-stroke car, that's actually very unusual, and I want to see your car. Let's see. You know how they say math and science go hand in hand? You can't have one without the other. It's the same with electricity and fire. Most fires are caused by electricity, but you need the fire to keep the electricity going, if that makes sense. Electricity is known in households. If the wiring's bad, chewed through, whatever, it'll start a fire in the walls. But it all starts from fire, burning natural gas, burning coal, and then that helps generate electricity through multiple different processes. And then you've got it. It's an endless cycle of humanity. Same thing with water. Everything leads to water somehow. Let's see about fire. If you ever have a tobacco product, I don't condone the smoking of said tobacco product, but if you do, I'm not one to judge. Make sure you don't litter the cigarette butts. You might say, that's not littering. Yes, it is. Throwing out cigarette butts is still littering, and it just makes the town look ugly. So just wipe the part that was lit on the ground and put it in your pocket, as you do with any other piece of trash. If you don't feel safe with that, wrap it in another piece of garbage you have. Just please throw out your cigarette butts. Let's see. Let's just sit by the fire. Watch it sway. And just as I gave life to the fire, I too put it out. Anyways, that's all I've got to say on my passion. Some call me a pyromaniac. I just say I like fire a lot. Anyways, thank you all for joining me. If you all enjoyed, please make sure to like, subscribe. If you want to see more after you've subscribed, hit that notification bell and press all. The more you guys show me your support, the more neat videos I'll make. So please, give me all your lovin', as that one song from ZZ Top in the 80s said. And that'll pretty much do it all for you guys tonight. Hope you all have a wonderful night, sleep well, and I'll catch you all later.